have to emulate the chatbot manually.
Yes, yes, we must emulate the chatbot manually. Welcome everyone to Faded Worlds, a penny for my thoughts. And I don't know if they're actually worth a penny, but how are you all?
Good.
Yeah, good.
Oh,
Doing well.
and I should mention that we are joined by Elle. Thank you for
Hello.
joining us. How are you doing?
Hello.
I'm doing pretty well.
Excellent. Um, so,
The stream has us nested.
oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Isn't that ideal?
yeah. I'm just waiting for another cycle to appear in the middle.
Yeah, that would be cool if it just went on infinitely.
There we go.
Yes.
3 layers.
Here we go.
We're going deep.
And I think that an infinite reflection like that might be sort of appropriate for today's game.
Yeah,
To-
it's definitely intended, everyone.
Yes,
We're
of
very good at
course,
streaming.
of course.
It's an extended metaphor.
It's about self-reflection.
Yes. Even though I guess we're. I mean, I skimmed the rules. I hope Umbra, you're relatively familiar with them. I mean, I know it's fairly procedural, but
Relatively.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah. It's a game I've been wanting to play for a while, but never had like the right crowd for it. And I think we can.
and we'll
we can
find
do
out.
something. Do something cool with it.
Okay.
So yeah. Like Brad mentioned, today we'll be playing A Penny for My Thoughts, which is a game about amnesiac patients going through experimental form of therapy that involves like memory sharing. There's like a particular drug that lets people with this condition like, share memories and like delve into the memories of others. We'll be finding out about our past selves, the ones that we've forgotten, and maybe find out what brought this condition down upon us. So,
Yeah, one of the things I do remember from skimming it was there was like it is specifically the memories. The situation can't be like aliens or anything supernatural.
Yes.
It's all
yes, one of the first things that you're supposed to do is to read a document that's called Facts and Reassurances. That sort of establishes like the base setting of the game. And yeah, I'll be what the game calls the reader, who is the one that reads the text and guides everyone through the process. But I'll be playing a patient just like everyone else. So let's see. The Facts and Reassurances document is on page 73 of the PDF. I can read it through real quick. While Nemesine, which is the drug, helps to break down the barriers between your mind and the minds of your fellow patients, it also weakens the barriers between the compartments of your mind. Memories, dreams, books, movies, all of these may mix together. To help you distinguish fact from fiction, we have prepared this guide to the world that you live in. You may treat the following statements about the world as true. Statement 1. It is the early 21st century. Technology, cars, planes, computer networks, mobile phones, etc., has not advanced beyond your hazy familiarity with it, nor has humanity been thrown into a new dark age. Statement 2. The world is a mundane place. Its wonders and terrors come from simple and personal things like the birth of a child or the death of a loved one. Rest assured that you are not haunted by spirits, nor are you tormented by aliens. You are a normal, everyday person. This isn't to say that you might not be a remarkable individual, but feats like leaping across rooftops or reading people's minds are simply impossible. You're not an action hero, nor are you a Greek god.
What?
I am
Yeah.
a golden god!
And statement 4, your condition was caused by physiological and or psychological trauma surrounding events in your personal life. It was definitely not caused by a shadowy government conspiracy or a similar organization. We hope that this will aid you in recovering your identity. Good, good. So I think after that we can begin our treatment procedure. So in the PDF, this starts on page 10. Or on page 11, I suppose. Like where the procedure itself starts.
Thereabouts.
Yeah. So the procedure, according to the book, should take approximately 3 hours and will use the following materials. The facts and reassurances document, which we just read. A questionnaire for each patient, which we put out on the Roll20 board here. This is where you'll be filling in the results from the game as we go along. 5 slips of paper for each patient. I think we'll be using a rollable table for this, which is used for the creation of memory triggers, which we'll go into in the near future. And yeah, because this game is supposed to be played in person, so it suggests an opaque container for the trigger systems. Again, we'll be using a table for that.
Yeah, it's virtual.
A virtual hat. Keep the papers in. And then we have a bowl of pennies that's containing at least 4 pennies per patient. And I'll let you know that I have exactly 4 pennies per patient. No half measures here. And if for some reason you don't have these items, please ask the nurse for assistance. They dive very much into the setting in the document. So let's see. See where you are going is the next step. I think that's just to make sure that you take a look at the documents at hand. If you want to read the facts and reassurances document again or look at your questionnaire, now would be the time. If you feel like you have an understanding of it, that we can move on. Okay, cool. So now we begin with the writing of memory triggers. Take a moment or two to clear your thoughts. You may be disturbed by this situation, but it's important to remain calm and relaxed throughout the treatment. We recommend dimming the lights and making yourself comfortable. As you do this, try to open your mind to the thoughts of your fellow patients. The dose of Nemesan that you've been given will allow you to connect to their minds. As the drug begins to take effect, you will catch glimpses of memories. While these brief flashes might seem to be from your own mind, and indeed some may be, it's more likely that they are from the minds of the other patients. We call what you're seeing memory triggers. These are people, places, objects, feelings, or just sensations that are strongly associated with a particular incident. You use them as starting points for your memories. Then there's a few examples, like your mother's perfume, your family's ski lodge, a smooth stone in the shape of a heart, the feeling of being lost in the woods at night, or the pain of stepping on something sharp and pointy.
Lego.
Something like that. Yeah, so as I mentioned, yeah, we've all been there. Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, I think we'll be using a rollable table for this since it's neat. Good way to handle this sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we'll be needing 5 for from each person. So just like, write them out in the chat or just say them. And I'll put them into the table.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll put in the last day of summer. One. Put in a dog running through a field. Yeah, I think one thing they do suggest about the memory triggers is to be concise, but to be specific.
Ah, okay. Wait a second.
That's fine.
Yeah, let's see. This is 5, 10. 2. Is this 15 now? I might check if I missed some. I need to put in a few more.
Sorry.
No worries.
No worries.
It'll take. I imagine it'll take a few moments to set up the table anyway.
Yeah, let's see. I've got. Let's see, I need to put in a few more. So let's see.
I noticed that both Mark and I couldn't help but going a little bit dark for some of
Yeah.
them.
That's
I
the.
mean, yeah. The softness of a fluffy cat.
Yeah, I don't
Very
know where
dark
that one
purple.
came from. He says, petting the cat in his lap.
Mhm. Okay, let's see. I don't think we'll be needing all 20, but it's good to have them. Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, let's see. I need one more. We like this one. Okay. Yeah, that's 20, and you should be able to see to roll on this table as well.
I do not see any table.
Let's see. It's in the should be the second icon from the left from the right on your side.
Ah,
Up,
got it.
up in yeah. The rollable tables, one called memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Now that we have our 20 memory triggers, let's see. Then we can start distributing the pennies. Where we'll begin.
Get
So the
rich.
next, yeah, each patient will take a penny from the bowl, saying a penny from my thoughts as you do so. Every time you take a penny from the bowl, repeat this ritual of taking a coin and saying a penny from my thoughts. The pennies in front of you represent your ability to recall your lost memories. In your current state, it's impossible for you to remember even the simplest of events. However, as you and your fellow patients help each other, the complexity of what you recall will increase. So now everyone takes one penny and says, a penny for my thoughts. You just place it on a questionnaire of your choice. Keep track of which one is yours. So let's see, I'll take the
What?
a penny for my thoughts.
I take the right upper one.
Yeah, feel free to like write your name on it if you want.
I'll take the remaining one. Penny for my thoughts.
Okay.
I'm glad that my writing looks like I just learned writing in school.
No brain damage at all.
The reader will now give their penny to another patient, saying, "I will help you remember." The reader may choose by receives it by any means they wish. If the person chosen will be the first traveler, the first traveler, a role described in the next step. So I think I'm going. Let's see. When the reader's step is complete, the reader will have no pennies. One patient will have 2, and the remaining patient will have one single penny each. So I'm going to give mine to. I'm going to give mine to Brad, I think. I will help you remember.
Well, thank you.
The patient with 2 pennies is now the traveler, the name we give to the patient undertaking a journey into memory. The other patients are guides and will help the traveler recall their memory. You will change roles throughout the process, and each patient will be the traveler 3 times during the treatment. So now we skip to prepare for the trip. To start the journey into memory, draw a memory trigger from the container. This memory trigger is connected to what you're about to recall. Read it aloud and show it to the guides. Then absorb it through the sound of your voice and the letters on the paper. So now you go to the table and click on the roll button.
Ready. So it is the enjoyment of an achievement.
Yes. At this point, each guide will ask a yes or no question about the traveler's memory, called a guiding question. The guides now have a much better connection to the traveler's mind than they did before they wrote down the memory triggers. What they see will be accurate, but it also lacks an important detail. Therefore, the traveler must answer each guiding question with the phrase "yes and," followed by the missing detail. The guiding questions establish the context of the memory trigger and the starting point for the memory. They help the traveler begin the journey by clarifying the circumstances surrounding it and the importance of the things that are revealed in it. And as the reader, I will ask an additional guiding question afterwards. So I think I'm gonna just ask the first question. Let's see. Is this your achievement that you're enjoying?
Yes. And I think it has something to do with some sort of school or training.
Okay. Yep. Now someone else gets to ask a question.
Did you win a prize at science fair?
Yes, and I was it was sort of unexpected. I I didn't think that my entry could win.
What did you do? Who were you enjoying your were you with who were you at the time when you were enjoying it?
The question has to be like a yes or no question.
Oh, okay. I see. Were you alone when you had the height of your enjoyment?
Yes, it wasn't like announced on stage or anything. I wasn't expecting it, so I was I heard it over the speakers, but I was in another room.
Do you wish that it had been a large ceremony?
Yes. No, I wish I had been like right there when it was announced, even though I'm still not sure if I deserve it.
Okay, good. Once you've answered each of the guiding questions, let what you've learned fill your mind. The memory trigger and the guiding questions from the beginning of the story form the beginning of the story you're about to tell. To return to the travel metaphor, the memory trigger and the guiding questions are not the journey, but what happens before you set out. Your memory will begin with a brief narrative explaining how the answers to the guiding questions. Yeah, so let's just reread the last bit.
Okay.
So to do this, close your eyes and free yourself from your surroundings. You may find it helpful to lie down, either on the furniture provided or on the floor. Let your mind leave your companions behind and travel to the beginning of the memory you're trying to recall. When you're ready, say, I remember a time when, and begin recounting the lost memory, as if you would tell it to a child or to old friends you haven't seen in years. So feel free to begin.
Okay. I remember a time when I had this school science fair project, and it was mine had been on just I thought it'd been kind of silly. It was on the interactions of various flavorings and their and just their content in calories. And I looked around at some of the other displays, and I thought a lot of the other ones were just like better and cooler. And so as they were getting close to announcing a winner, I just walked out and was kind of in. I mean, I wasn't that bummed out that mine wasn't the best, or I didn't think it was. It was just a requirement. So when I heard my name and came back in, I was I was both happy and but off kilter, and all these people came up to congratulate me, and every one of those interactions was each one was just a little bit more awkward than the next.
You are now ready for the heart of the treatment process, the actual recollection of one of your memories. This will proceed in an iterative fashion, with your description of what you remember, alternating for stops with help from for help from the guides. While telling the story, you'll be able to describe many of the details of your memory, such as what other people did or said, how you felt, or what you thought or wanted. The process of recounting these details and incidents is straightforward. Simply tell your fellow patients what you see as you travel through your memory. There is a barrier, however, between your present self and your pre-trauma self that prevents you from recalling your own actions. Your amnesia is a result of something you did or said, and your mind has constructed this blockage as a self-defense mechanism. As you tell the story, you will be unable to see anything about your own actions or words. You'll be able to sense in the memory where these moments occur, as you will encounter a blank spot in the sensory systems. The only way you can regain your memory is to confront these choices and their consequences. This is where your fellow patients, as the guides, will help you. When you reach these key points in your memory, you will use the pennies to ask for guidance. Each point of guidance will cost you a penny. After receiving this help from your guides, you will continue telling the story, stopping again when you reach another decision point. When you run out of pennies, your memory will be at an end.
Okay.
This isn't to say that absolutely everything you did or said is blocked from you. You'll be able to remember on your own details of no consequence, like paying for a cup of coffee or thanking someone holding a door for you. It is precisely because these actions have no consequence that you can remember them. If at any point you begin to describe important actions you took, the guides should ask you, are you sure? Keep in mind that they can see what you did more clearly than you can. Your mind will only let you see the consequences of your choices, not the choices themselves. If the guides point out that you're trying to describe them, stop and ask for guidance. Now, starting from the point where you left off, tell us what you remember, stopping when you reach a point when you did or said something important.
Okay. So, as people came up to congratulate me, I don't even remember what I said back, but there's just this increasing sense of unease until and that sort of, I think it culminated with my my science teacher. They when they came up, they had the oddest expression. I mean, it seemed like maybe they they knew something that they because of circumstances couldn't or wouldn't express. And okay, so and I just give a penny to someone to ask for guidance.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, now that you reached a point in your memory where you did or said something, hold up one of your pennies in a closed fist to one of the guides and ask, what did I do or say then? You must use this exact phrase, with one possible exception. You may choose to omit either do or say if it's obvious that only one applies. The guide will take a moment to look into your memory and then will describe in a sentence or two what it is that they see. This description is called guidance. It describes what you did or said. Nemesign gives the guides keen insight into your lost memory and allows them to transcend your trauma. Due to the difficulty of peering deeply into your innermost memories, however, the vision is not perfect. Any number of false images might appear in your mind. Childhood hopes and dreams, jumbled memories of other events, even snippets from works of fiction. As to safeguard against the possibility of error, you will ask a second guide to help you. Once the first guide is spoken, turn to another guide, present the same closed fist to them, and say, or was it? That person will then go through the same process of providing guidance. And then you basically pick one and say, yes, I remember now, and repeat the correct guidance, word for word. Open your hand and give your penny to the guide who provided that guidance.
Okay. So I'm closing my fist around my virtual penny. And Mark, what was it that I said?
Well, are you really sure about that? I mean, I didn't really think you would do it, but is this really okay? Do you really think you can do this? And won't there be trouble?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty much it. Or was it, L?
Or was it?
Yes, hi. You said, I really didn't expect to win. I think that somebody else should have won.
Yeah, that sounds like me. So do I give the penny and then move on?
You repeat the guidance and you hand over the penny. So you pick the one that you choose. The one that you choose.
So, yeah. So I told the teacher that I really didn't expect to win, and they said uh, of they said well, it shouldn't have been a surprise given how things are, and that struck me as odd. I mean I mean if I mean they were the science teacher, so they should have had probably final decision, or at least large input, um, and hardly a glowing endorsement. Um, so I thought about that as I was ushered to the podium to like accept the prize and to give a short speech.
Mm.
And I remember uh, looking into the faces of the other students as I was up on the podium, and uh, a lot of them were just well. There's a few who I knew were very high achieving who were just who were angry, uh, and others just didn't seem to be taking it seriously. Uh, so at that point, I well, I didn't want to just continue, I guess, a farce. Uh, but what exactly did I say? Kala?
I think you
Oh,
you
hold my
said
fist.
you said that wherever you are, this is for you.
Okay. Uh, yeah, that it or was it, Mark?
Um. Hmm. Well. Um. I think. So I've like an alternative to what you said, right? Right?
Yes.
I've understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think you said this thing, but it was not it without with another meaning, like not in a way like you would really um, show give this achievement and show it off to your to what do you call it? Damn, it's not in a good way,
Mm.
like in a bitter way.
Mm. Like he's being sarcastic about it.
Yeah.
Uh, so in some ways, both of those are true. I did say in the end, I did say, Dad, uh, this is for you, and that 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 in itself triggered something. Um, I almost said, uh, Dad, this is because of you, or this is from you, because I remembered that uh, my dad had given a lot of money to the school, and this win was probably because of that. Um, and I think that's a good stopping place.
Yes. Yeah. So now that you've given away your last penny, bring the memory to a close. Tie up loose ends and explain what things mean, but do not advance to action any further. Finish by saying, and that is what I remember.
Ah.
Then fill out the next section of your questionnaire when it says, when I think of blank, I remember. Fill in the blank with the memory trigger that began the journey, and then write down the core event of your memory. Finally, answer the question listed in that section of the questionnaire. So the first bit of the questionnaire is a pleasant memory.
Okay.
So you fill in the enjoyment of the achievement. Just write that in the top. And what do you think was the core of this memory? What was the core event that happened here? What's the most important thing?
So when I think of science fair.
Or well the memory trigger was the enjoyment of the achievement, not the science fair itself.
Okay.
So it's the thing that you pulled out of the virtual hat.
Oh, okay. Uh, and I think the positive uh, was thinking at least for a moment that I had accomplished something important on my own. Really use a smaller font.
Yeah. Let's see. I can shrink it. I can probably shrink it down.
Well. Okay. And do I? It's just the top part. Or
You also fill in like the core event of the memory. So like this is where you would talk about the science fair or like realize, yeah, like either like the science fair or like realizing that my dad had paid off like the judges or something like that.
okay.
That goes in between the two.
I see.
What do you think was the most important part of that memory? It's like from the events that happened.
Got it. Uh, winning the science fair, but unfairly. But I'm done.
Dun, dun.
All right.
Look at science unfair.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. Moving on. The journey is now complete. Take a deep breath and take 1 penny from the bowl. Again, repeating a penny for my thoughts. It's now another patient's turn to be the traveler.
All right. Penny for my thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Return to choose the traveler on page 14. Choose subsequent travelers. You will now choose the next traveler based on the number of pennies people have. In order to be the traveler, you must have at least enough pennies to complete the next section of the next section of your questionnaire. 2 for the first, 3 for the second, 4 for the third. So I think this means that you'll be our next traveler.
Me.
You have the 2. The sound of waves.
Yep.
Okay. So the traveler gets to choose who asks the questions, or in which order we ask the questions. So fire away.
Mark.
Yeah.
First
Was
question.
Was it at the ocean? Were you at the ocean?
Yes, and it was my first time seeing the ocean.
Is one question or more question?
One question.
More question.
Okay. Do I choose the rest of the people in the order?
Yep.
Okay. Brad?
Were your parents there?
Yes, but they were up at the beach house, and I was down at the beach.
Let's see. Was the weather bad?
Yes, it had been storming all day, and there was a tropical storm warning.
Great time to go swimming.
Yeah, fantastic time to be at the beach.
Did you see something out on the water?
Yes, I saw a lone fishing trawler.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So now your job is to just connect these questions and explain how they fit together.
Okay. Okay. I was on my first trip to the beach with my parents, and the weather had been getting progressively worse, and they decided to stay up at the beach house, and I went down to the ocean because I had never seen the ocean before, and it was so big and completely terrifying, and the water was choppy, and I just wanted to experience it, and it started to rain. And then in the distant fog, I saw a fishing trawler that looked like it was having some trouble. Okay. Okay. What did I do then? I'm holding out a penny towards Brad.
Seeing the fishing trawler in trouble, you went to a small boat that was tied up on shore, and untied it and got in and tried to go help.
Or was it? And I'm holding the virtual penny out to Callie.
I think you saw a flash of lightning and ran inside looking for your parents.
I saw a flash of lightning and ran inside looking for my parents. There was a flash of lightning, then almost immediately the loudest crack of thunder that I had ever heard. And I went inside to try and find my parents, thinking that maybe they would know what to do. And when I got back up to the beach house, they weren't there. Like, the beach house wasn't that big. It was like a 3-room thing. And I couldn't find them. What did I do then? Holding a penny up to Mark. Oh, I need to give the penny.
Yes.
Sorry, I forgot to do that. Wow, I'm on top of things. There you go.
What you did then? You tried to find them, but you couldn't. So you took the telephone and called the police and told them the situation, your situation.
Or was it? And holding penny out to Brad again.
You tried to find them, and it they were when you did, they were having a what seemed like an intense discussion. But as soon as you came in, they both stopped, and you tried to explain what was going on, and they just weren't listening. They said, "Not right now, not right now."
Okay. Yes. I remember now. I found them in the midst of a disagreement, and when I came in, they stopped talking, and I tried to explain the situation, and they wouldn't listen to me, and they just said, "Not right now, not right now." Giving penny. And then I just like sat down, and I in one of the other rooms, and I sat and I watched the news of the tropical storm until it ended. That is what I remember.
Good.
Okay. Stamp out my form.
Indeed.
Gotta try and get fonts. Okay.
Word, we lost you there for a moment.
Yeah, it's a close thing.
Okay.
Um,
So there's so much that I love about Roll20, but their text editor is not one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit fiddly.
See, this is okay. So, when I think of the sound of waves, I remember seeing a fishing boat out on the water and being unable to do anything. What was pleasant about it was knowing that sometimes things are out of your control and you can't do anything about it, and that's okay.
Okay. Good. Good.
uh, 10-minute break or something?
Uh, yeah, yeah. It's I think that's good timing. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, in some ways there's been quite enough breaks, but yeah, let's go ahead and take an official break.
Mm.
Uh,
Okay.
Mm.
so yes, we will be back shortly as I scramble to set up the other screen. Um, yes, okay. So we'll be back shortly. Please stick around.